Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back to In Black America Radio with your host, Rasta B. It is May 11th, 2018, 9:06. Today's show title is called In Black America Radio. This is America. Get your money, black man, but at what cost? Let's play off that Childish Gambino video. We're going to talk about the climate in America, a lot of these Waffle House incidences, and just the mistreatment, open mistreatment of black people in America, and what we need to prepare ourselves for while you want to integrate and shake your ass while these crackers is gripping up and sticking up. Guest calling number 646-716-4654. Before, like always, do anything, bring in my co-host Smoke. Smoke, are you there?
Yeah, that was good. Kind of early on the trigger.
Good, man. Good. Yeah. I think it might balance out. It was good, man. How was your week?
Straight, you know what I'm saying? I had a few days off for fucking around with jury duty and shit, but shit, other than that, you know, normal week. Shit, glad it's Friday, you know what I'm saying? I'm tired as hell. Outside of that, you know, it was a good week, though. I ain't complaining.
Hell yeah, man. Shit, you know I had to do my damn. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yo. Yeah, you hear me? Yeah, I said, you know, I had my whole court situation I was dealing with.
Right.
Yeah, dealing with this damn the courts and shit like that. The I'm trying to find some fucking paper. The courts and shit. Dealing with this stupid ass credit card from Capital One.
Right.
So message to black people out there with a Capital One credit card. Yo, pay that bullshit. Pay that bullshit, because it will take your ass to court. So, hold on.
Yeah, I think my brother had one of those. So I know they had I guess it's called garnish. They garnish his damn check. I mean his checking account.
You said who got his checking account garnished?
I want my brother and shit. I want to say he had Capital One. I could have sworn he had.
See, what happened is he probably ignored the letter.
Right.
He probably ignored the letter, and so the judgment went into default. Me, I went to court. So, stupidly, you know what I'm saying, I should have told them after, you know what I'm saying, because basically I pushed it for 90 days. So, that was dumb on my part. I should have just told them, oh, nah, y'all ain't got y'all shit. Nah, ain't no 90-day push. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go through another 90 days, and then we're going to end it like that. So I'm going to do my full report on that. So if you're in that same situation, dealing with suing and going to court for debt, anything like that, instead of you panicking and copping out, I'm gonna go through the process so you can know the full process. What happened if you do this, that, and the third. So I'm gonna be living proof for that. So stay tuned for that. The follow up to that is gonna be 90 days from now. Other than that, you know what I'm saying? What do you thought about that Childish Gambino video, Smoke?
Oh man, my man with the no shirt on, fucking doing the crazy dances and shit. I was like, when I first seen it, I'm like, all right, he playing into like, I don't know if you watch Atlanta. But like his character on Atlanta, and like a lot of his characters, you know, like I don't know what the other show was, The Office or some shit, whatever the name of it was. But it's kind of like a goofy character, you know what I mean? It's kind of like his persona. Even when you see him on like interviews and shit, kind of like a goofy, witty type character. You know what I'm saying? So when I saw the video, you know what I'm saying, I'm like, all right, there's a bunch of shit going on in here. So I know it's like it got to be something else to it. Because I woke up and I saw like little social media shit. People go, oh, Childish Gambino, this is genius. And, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hold on, let me see. But all the thumbnails is this nigga with a shirt off. So I'm like, all right. So, you know what I'm saying? I peeped it real quick. I'm like, this nigga dancing and all that shit. So then, we going into like, further on in the day, watching it again, people talking, and, the shit that it's supposed to represent, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the song is hard. It's a dope song, you know what I'm saying? Go hard. The video is cool, you know what I'm saying? I guess he got a point that he's making in it. So, like, I guess that part is cool. But to me, it's just like, all right, this is another video. Yeah,
yeah, me, I saw the video. So I seen the first part really of just the dancing. I didn't think much about it because I try to go past the surface. Right. Then I watched it a second time just to look for see what's going on in the background. And I watched the background shit. So then I took the time out to take down the words.
Right.
So we're going to go through the words real quick. So it goes, the chorus is, in the intro, the chorus is, yeah, 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 go away, yeah, 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 go away, yeah, 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 go away. That part to me is interesting because it shows me conflict. You know what I'm saying? You got the black people on that side, yeah, yeah, yeah. Go away to me is on that white side. You know what I'm saying? Then you get into the bridge where you got Childish Gambino and Young Thug is in this part of the music. We just want to party just for you. We just want the money just for you. I know you want to party just for me. Girl, you got me dancing, dancing and shake that frame. We just want to party just for you. We just want the money just for you. I know you want to party just for me. Girl, you got me dancing, dance and shake the frame. So now it's the chorus. And this is just Childish Gambino. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. So now we get into verse 1 with Childish Gambino, Block Boy, Slim J, all of this imagery going on. This is America. Don't catch you slipping up. Look at how I'm living now. Police be tripping now. Yeah, this is America. Guns in my area. I got the strap. I gotta carry 'em. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go into this. Yeah, yeah. This is Gorilla. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go get the bag. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm gonna get the pad. Yeah, yeah. I'm so cold like yeah. I'm so dope like yeah. We gonna blow like yeah. And then we get into the chorus. Ooh, tell somebody. You gonna tell somebody. Grandma told me, get your money, black man. 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 We go back to the chorus. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. This is America. Don't catch you slipping now. Don't catch you slipping now. Look what I'm whipping now. Verse 2. Look how I'm geeked out. I'm so fitted. I'm on Gucci. I'm so pretty. I'm going to get it. Watch me move. This a celly. That's a tool on my Kodak Woo Black. That's the only part I read it within the ad-libs. Oh, now that, yeah, know that, hold on. Get it, get it, get it. Oh, work it. 21. 100 bands, 100 bands, 100 bands. Contraband, contraband, contraband. I got the plug in someplace. They're going to find you like Blocka. Ooh, now this is the chorus. Ooh, tell somebody. America, I just checked my following list and you got to tell somebody. You motherfuckers owe me. Grandma told me, get your money, black man, get your money, black man, get your money, black man, get your money, black man. 1, 2, 3, get down. Somebody tell you, get your black money, black man, get your money, black man, get your money, black man. The outro. You just a black man in this world. You just a barcode. You just a black man in this world driving expensive foreigns. You just a big dog, yeah. I kindled him in the backyard. No probably ain't life to a dog for a big dog. That's the outro. So when I heard this song and I'm listening and I'm reading the lyrics and seeing the video, all I see is conflict. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. All I see is conflict. All I'm seeing is struggle. I'm seeing reality versus fantasy. I'm seeing people that want to ignore what's going on to have a good time versus the issues that we still got to deal with. It's like if you ever heard somebody say, yo, this is America, the shit's going to be racist, you got to just accept it as such, you know what I'm saying, and move on like that. So in accepting it, you don't say, let me prepare myself against it. In accepting it, you say, I'm going to learn to live, thrive, and tolerate up under it. So then when you hear about a black kid getting killed, you either ignore it, cry about it, or you side with your oppressor and start to blame the black kid like your oppressor will. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like it's a conflict going on. In America, it's a conflict going on with black Americans. That's what I took from it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm watching it in real time. I'm watching it in real time. Like we are hurt people. And then, you know, the next thing Smoke is, oh, he got a white woman. He got a white woman, and they showed a scene where he was kissing Joe McHale, and Joe McHale, some white actor boy, gripping his ass.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I'm thinking to myself, damn, are we that vested in the arts that that's our reality now? Like basically what I'm saying is, are we so invested in sports and entertainment? Are we so invested in the arts and literature? Are we so invested in entertainment, in that visual imagery of shit, that fantasy world? You know what I'm saying? That somebody could put imagery out in front of you that can speak or resonate with you, and you can destroy it by going into the person's personal life and exposing who they are. If that makes sense.
No,
like we have nothing tangible in the world to grasp onto. You know what I'm saying? So we grasp onto the fantasy person. Huh?
You like the message more important than the person. So like, you know what I'm saying? That what you saying?
I mean, the message is more important than the person. But what I'm saying is, we're at a point that we need. It's like, all right. So basically, what I'm saying is this. It's like we're so thirsty for positive images that when we see something strong and powerful, right? That shouldn't even be strong and powerful. That should be common shit. We might see a Childish Gambino video for This Is America. We might see a Kendrick Lamar video, Poetic Justice, because he has dark-skinned black woman in the video. Now we're like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's revolutionary. This nigga Kendrick is breaking all stereotypes. But then you get disappointed when you find out who they date. You know what I'm saying? So then I started to think to myself, like, what are we grasping for? Are we grasping for some type of... All right, so you know how they say art imitates life?
We want a leader. You know what
a
I'm
leader.
saying?
But you know how they say art imitates life, right?
Right.
So I wonder if we want to try to, if the mind frame is, if we could create these positive images and these images of us doing something, maybe that can translate in the real world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you see an image of some young black youth and they rapping about how to fix their community, we're not going to say, let me work with my actual children and clean my community. We'll all be glued to the television saying, wow, look at those kids. Those kids are amazing. Listen to what those kids are saying. Hey, if hip-hop would speak like this, and I'm like, yo, look at the reality. The reality is we can change. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I can't formulate it into words like I want to say, but it's like we're so connected to the media.
No, I feel what you're saying, but it's like, see what, like, all right, like, what you know, you going over the lyrics or whatever, you know, giving the outlook on it. You know, they had a bunch, like, you know, people was making comparisons to Jim Crow. You know, like his dancing movement, which I want to give the proper people credit, but I was reading a bunch of stuff, you know what I'm saying? But it was one thing out there that's saying like he was mimicking like the blackface dancing like they used to do back in the day. I forget what you call that, but like they used to dance like that and have the buck faces. You know, they have another portion of the video where the death rides in on the white horse, you know, like behold the pale horse, but he got like a police escort with him. Yeah. So like people was breaking down like different stuff like that. So you got the artistic side where, you know, we cling on to celebrities and, you know, things like that in the media. So it's like, okay, Donald Glover, he's popular right now. He's hot. And then now, you know, he make a song, it's a powerful song with powerful imagery along with it. So it's like, whoa, you know, Donald Glover, he for the people or whatever. Well, I think where those images came from, where they showed them, you know, kissing the dude or whatever, and with the white girl, whatever, however it was like, you know, now it can't just be the artistic side, it got to be the actual person. So with him, what I saw, they asked him a question at the Met Gala. They asked him about it. And so, you know, he pretty much, which I understand his answer based on the imagery, you know what I'm saying, how he put it. It's like, yo, you figure it out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's there. But his answer was like, you know, hold on, let me pull it up exactly because I had it. But, you know, he pretty much, if you're not taking into consideration the art part of it, you would say he flaked on the answer. You know what I'm saying? So he said, all right, so they asked him about it. He said, I just wanted to make, you know, a good song, something people could play on the 4th of July. And you know what I'm saying? He had like a little small grin or whatever. Talking about it, so it's like,
no, but that's
to
not
me,
That's not flaking. That's not flaking. The only people that could think that's flaking is if you can't read between lines. You know what I'm saying? That's
when you started
him
seeing
taking a jab.
Attacks.
Yeah, that's a jab.
That's when you started seeing the attacks on his character after that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
or at least that's how I saw the order of events. The video, song, video, praise, his comment, and then it's like, oh, what's going on? So, like I said at the beginning, like I understand where he was. I understand his answer based on when you look at the imagery and it's like, oh, okay, all right, cool. It's cool for him to do it like that.
Yeah, I got you.
If you got to break down the video, you're not going to just, watch it or whatever. So to me, that's where I saw the hate from. But then it comes back to like, again, looking for a leader. So he's popular. He's on TV.
Looking for that leader, yeah.
He's there, he could easily be the forefront where people can, look up to and say, oh, Donald Glover, he's known. He could, you know what I mean? He got money, whatever the case is. And so it's like, all right, you say that statement. In my opinion,
stay woke.
Right.
Don't forget stay woke.
His answer needed to be, I ain't going to say needed to be, but his answer was, people was probably more expecting his answer to be along the woke, stay woke lines. Even though, if you read in between the lines to use your...
that wasn't stay woke line.
That's what I'm saying.
Stay woke line.
That's what I'm saying. But
because that's like, see, that comment is like you smoking herb, right? As a teenager, and somebody smells you, and they're like, "Oh, what is that smell?" And you're like, "Oh, that's my new cologne." You know what I'm saying? But niggas know that it's herb. You know what I'm saying? Right. You're not gonna sit over there and say, "Oh, look, smoke flaked. He fell under pressure because that white woman asked him what was that smell." No, people gonna be like, "Yo, Smoke clowning. Yo, he throwing." You know what I'm saying? Like, he got them. You know what I'm saying? He fucking with they head. You see what I'm saying? So it's perspective. You know what I'm saying? It's perspective. When I heard that, and he said, "Oh, not like he playing it off like everybody like, oh man, the symbolism and the meaning and then he's looking at it like, huh, what? Oh no, I just made a song for 4th of July. What do you mean?"
Right.
You hear what I'm
saying? That's his witty character. Like that's what you would get from like one of his characters he'd make or whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say it's like fitting with him, the video, that would be fitting that he said something like that. But like, just my opinion, like I think people saw that and kind of was like, oh, hold up, I want you to just say something like, you know what I mean, something more direct or whatever. But like even with his approach there, it goes back to, and I'm pretty sure I probably said it on here, but celebrities and taking up political causes. It's like, okay, I'm pretty sure it's like, all right, he has that witty character or whatever, but he also in the midst of making money, so he can't say nothing crazy. Like, I'm just going to give you that interview, you take that, I'm going to eat whatever, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like a lot of times we look up to the celebrities to say something that in the end is probably going to affect their money. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it ain't a good strategy because it's like a lot of times they're going to lean out to the money. And so in the case of him, it's like, all right, I'm going to give you that message. I got to get this paper out here, but I'm putting something out here I know going to resonate with the people and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So the people going to speak for him. So, it's just that situation that the celebrity's in, and we looking for a celebrity. So, it's like, if you go back to the previous show, we talked about Kanye. Why are people so upset about what they felt Kanye said? It's because we looking up as to celebrities for leaders. We looking for a leader. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, when we think somebody might be that case or whatever, or a possibility to be that yay for president or something, then he say something that disappoint the people. Is like, oh, we totally let down. We want to just throw them away. Like, we don't need to know.
You were supposed to be the one. You were supposed to be the one. You were supposed to be our savior. You were supposed to be the one that speaks for us, our champion. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're supposed to be. So you disappoint me, you hurt me. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how I get that in the beginning, I don't get that continuously. I don't get that. You know what I'm saying? So again, this is in Black America Radio with your host, Rasta B, my co-host Smoke. This is Friday night, 5/11/2018. Guest calling number 646-716-4654. But so that's the Childish Gambino joint. You know what I'm saying? I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the brother. But as we talk about the video, This Is America, let's also talk about what was going on in the background, which is the true face of America and its racism. So, some things I wanted to bring up, Smoke, is I wanted to bring up this story right here. It's called, this is a CNN poll. Democrats' 2018 advantage is nearly gone. The generic congressional ballot has continued to tighten according to new CNN poll conducted by SSRS, with the Democrats' edge over Republicans within the poll margin of sample and error for the first time this cycle. About 6 months out of Election Day, 47% of registered voters say they back the Democrat candidate in their district. 44% back the Republican. Voters are divided almost evenly over whether the country could be better off with the Democratic control of Congress, 31%, or the GOP in charge, 30%. A stabilized, 34%. A sizable, 34%, including nearly half of independent voters, 48%. And I told you, independent voters are really Republicans. Say it doesn't matter which party controls Congress. So the independent voters say it don't matter which party controls it. But the GOP and Democrats, they're 30% and 31%. The Democrat advantage in a generic ballot dipped from 16 points in February to 6 points in March to just 3 points now. This party advantage has waned among enthusiastic voters as Republican enthusiasm has grown. In March, 36% of Republicans and Republican-leading registered voters say they were very enthusiastic about voting. That's up to 44% in the new poll. But the Democrats still have a double-digit lead among those most excited to vote this fall. 53% of those who are very enthusiastic about voting say they'll back the Democrat in their district, 41 who said they'll favor the GOP. Those enthusiastic voters also say by a 10-point margin that the nation will be better off with Democrats in control of Congress than Republicans. And then they go on and on and on, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Right? So then I got another story right here, Smoke. Okay, here, let me read this one first. One of Republicans' top vote suppressors get caught saying the quiet part out loud. Former GOP governor delivers a racist rant against black political leaders. Charlotte, North Carolina has a black mayor, black police chief, a black fire chief, a black school board chair, a black district attorney, and it will soon have a black sheriff. And the state's former governor is very upset about this fact. As governor, Republican, you said what?
Where they said that was at?
North Carolina. This is Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
All right. As governor, Republican Pat McCrory signed the most comprehensive voter suppression law in the nation. Indeed, this law was arguably the most aggressive attempt any state made to keep black voters away from the polls since the Jim Crow era. As the federal appeal court that struck the law down explained, state lawmakers studied racial voting patterns within the state and then enacted legislation restricting all and only practices disproportionately used by African Americans. Fast forward to less than 2 years after McCorvey lost his re-election bid, and the ex-governor is now a talk radio host in Charlotte, and he's not the least bit happy that the city will be led by black people. We've become a very segregated political system in Charlotte, Mecklenburg, and agitated McCoy claimed in the opening of his radio show Wednesday. The Democratic Party controls every political body in Charlotte, Mecklenburg, and the black political caucus, and I told you our caucuses are Democrats, has total control over the Democratic Party. So let me read this again. And the black, so this is what this cracker's saying, right, from North Carolina. And this is what he's saying on his radio show, right? He's saying the black political caucus has total control over the Democratic Party. McCorvey's gerrymaid against the fact that many black politicians have built successful careers in Charlotte came one day after African-American former police detective Gary McFadden crushed the county's white incumbent, Sheriff Erwin Carmichael, in a Democratic primary election. So this black man now, named Gary McFadden, is now the sheriff of Charlottesville, right? So watch this. This race was widely viewed as a referendum on whether Charlotte's jailers would have federal authority round up undocumented immigrants. McFadden, who opposed such an immigration crackdown, won about 52% of the vote. Carmichael, who supports it, won only 20% and took third place. There is no Republican candidate opposing McFadden, so McFadden is all but certain to become sheriff because Carmichael was a Democrat. This was primary. So let's get into primary. Primary is when you have a white incumbent sheriff. When you have a white incumbent sheriff named Erwin Carmichael, who's doing something in your district that you don't agree with, you put somebody inside there to primary. So you get somebody like Gary McFadden to now beat this Erwin Carmichael guy. And once he beat him, there's no Republican that's going to challenge Gary McFadden for that sheriff's seat. So he's going to win it automatically. Now, when you believe that your vote don't count, you don't pick Gary McFadden. So then this white incumbent named Sheriff Erwin Carmichael, he wins automatically because there's nobody to primary him, and then there's no Republican to challenge him. So he have an easy win, and then he does what he does to affect our community. And then we start screaming racism, white supremacy, but we're not doing the stuff to stop this shit. So they said the race was widely viewed as a referendum, right, third place. There is no Republican, so the brother going to win. He will join several other African Americans who served in elected officials within Charlotte, including Democrat Mayor Lyles, Lyles. The fact that black public officials thrive in Charlotte should not surprise anyone. The city is a majority minority, which is stupid. That shit don't even make sense. So the city is majority black, and more than a third of the residents are black African Americans, also make up a majority of the city's Democrats. And the city as a whole is heavily Democratic. Mayor Lyles defeated her Republican opponent by nearly 20 points in 2017. That does not mean that white people are cut out of the power in Charlottesville. The city's mayor pro tem is a white woman, for example, as in Lyles' predecessor. But it doesn't mean that citywide elected officials will tend to be politicians who build strong and enduring relationships with the African American community. Yet for McCrory, the fact that a black former detective defeated a white incumbent sheriff is proof of some grand conspiracy. All primaries, McCrory claimed, are determined by the black political caucus, and this group totally abandons the white male Democratic sheriff. So something about that sheriff position pissed this cracker off. So that's to let you know something.
Yeah, because if you think about the shooting that happened in Charlotte a couple of years ago with Keith Lamont Scott,
go ahead.
You know, and all the police got off from that, and so now, shit, the sheriff is the leader of the police. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much now you have a brother in that position. So now, you know, what type of accountability is going to happen in that Charlotte area when or if something like that happens again with the shooting. So
exactly
to you can say, well, you know, brother, black man can't do nothing. You could tell him that, and that other the former sheriff's tone that, you know, that position wields power. So, you know, it don't even got to be said. It's like, you know, that position wields power. So, you know, it'll be up to that brother, you know, to make sure shit get done correctly, you know, with police in Charlotte, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's dope, though.
Yeah, and then the thing that I noticed about it, too, is that's why you can't keep promoting the narrative and the ideology that your vote don't count.
Yeah,
if your vote didn't count, these crackers are going to be trying to fight so hard to stop you from voting. You see what I'm saying? So you got to question them black people that tell you your vote don't count. Your vote count. You see what I'm saying? We may not be using it correctly, but your vote counts. You may not be, huh?
That's pretty much what it comes down to. You know what I mean? You're not voting correctly with a vote.
How you use it. Yeah. But it counts. It counts. Because we show you plenty of times on the show, we done spoke about how the vote counted, how the black vote tipped the scales in many directions. Malcolm X spoke about the black vote. And Malcolm X spoke about how politics is 50-50 in America amongst white Americans. And it's always the black vote that tips the fucking scales. So who telling us that our vote don't count? They're lying. They're lying to you. You see what I'm saying? And then what's the thing that this white person turn around and what he turn around and say? He turns around and he says, hold on, I'm trying to pause this. Yeah, he turns around and he says, the McCrory guy, he says, the black political caucus runs the Democratic Party. The black political caucus runs the Democratic Party. I wish we could make that true. You see, we want to play the political game, but we don't want to win. So even when the rabbit got the gun, he's just a threat to other rabbits. But see, the white dude, the hunter, the farmer or whatever, he's going to be scared because the rabbit got a gun. But the only thing this rabbit killing is itself. I'm listening to this white boy talk, and he is speaking out of fear. So that means there's some type of power that these brothers and sisters have in Charlotte that if they don't know the power, they're going to fuck it over like so many other black cities. If they understand their power, it's going to be a match.
Yeah, because if you
the
say
white
there's
boy
more
knows.
than one, more than one black person in the top, like as a top official there. And, you know, that's basically playing off of each other, you know what I'm saying? So, it's like, you know, they should be able to come together. I mean, again, you go to most of these cities across the United States, you know, there ain't no black people there. And so, you know, like you said, just with that sheriff position itself, because even when you look at the climate of America, it really is a black people versus the police type shit. You know what I'm saying? We seeing that shit. The last story was the little boy getting yoked up at was his prom or whatever at Waffle House, Amerikkka. He getting choked out. Shorty from a couple weeks ago getting jammed up at Waffle House. You know what I'm saying? It's like all these police incidents, never mind the killings. So, like, just to be able to, and Charlotte had a high profile killing. And so, you know, just to be in that position to affect police and how they moving, you know what I mean, you'd have had policemen as a sheriff. So, you know, an order comes down from him. So, you definitely see it. It's like, hey, if you're talking like that, you know it's a position. Because he not, the thing is like, you know, if you're battling somebody, you know, for, position of power, whatever, you know what I mean? You know, you don't have to lose hungry. You know what I mean? You ain't say like, oh, you know, you might be mad about it. But you're going to speak on policies or something where you feel you better. You talking about voting. Or in fact, who control? Like, what are you talking about, man? It's nothing about whether you know what I'm saying. But you know that at the end of the day, you know what I mean, that was a power move on him. And he lost. He used to pull in the power move. So that's funny.
And you gotta see that. So and that's all I keep saying. We gotta get off that victim shit, that victim mind frame, and that weak narrative that we're being oppressed by another group of people. And we gotta just start fighting and swinging. You know what I'm saying? Because what's happening is we're living. We're not even obtaining nothing. We're just breathing. You know what I'm saying? And them dirty crackers, man, they hear us breathe and it pisses them off. They hate the fact to know that you living. You know what I'm saying? So now they sitting over here now and they just want to stomp you back into non-existence again, into a coma. And see, the thing is, it ain't our job and it's not our duty to get mad at white people when they want to practice racism against us or practice violence against us. Our duty is and will always be to protect ourselves against it. So if we don't have protection measures to counter these dirty beasts, then don't complain about it. Don't complain about it. I don't want to hear no shit about no white supremacy because white people are not supreme. So if white people are not supreme, then why are you flying the flag of white supremacy? They can't fly shit in front of my face because they're not supreme. But I've never had a white person come up to me and tell me about white supremacy. I always hear black people have seminars and lectures to teach other black people about the supremacy of white people. So I'm here to tell you white people are not supreme. So now that you understand that white people are not supreme, I don't want to hear no more conversations about white supremacy. We need countermeasures. We don't need no more awareness. We don't need no more telling me of what this white man is doing. We don't need no more of that. We need to have conversations about our counter shit. How you raising your babies to deal in this, because this is their world they're coming up under. All this racist shit we seeing that coming to the surface, don't blame Trump for that shit. Don't blame Trump for that. This is what they want. Ain't nobody created this. This was already here. This was always here. Previous shows, reading previous books, in particularly the Martin Luther King, Where Do We Go From Here, Chaos or Community, where there's a part in the book that speaks on once you start to get a little bit of freedoms, the liberal whites end up teaming up with the racist whites because they realize that they have more in common than your black ass. Same shit happening now. Because them Democrats is not going to win. Trump will get a second term, and then them Democrats is not going to look at your black, no economic having ass and say, well, they're a loyal part of the base. No. You know what they're going to keep screaming on TV? We got to get the working white class. We got to get the working white voters vote. We got to get the white working class, the blue collar, the college educated white. We got to get them on our side. Black people, what about us? We'll vote you. Shut up, nigga. We need the working whites. That's what we need, the blue collar. That's what we need, the Rust state, into this state, into that belt, and all of that shit you're going to be hearing. Black people, but what about us? We've been shut the fuck up, nigga. I told you. This is who we want. This is the base we're looking for. They don't care about you. When you get to that realization and understand that, then you're going to understand how to approach these people. When they talking and smiling in your face, you're not going to go along and get along. You're not going to pay your dues. You're not going to do none of that dumb shit. You're going to say to yourself, you know what, you want me to do this? Cut that check. You want me to do that? Pass this law. Tit for tat. Grease my motherfucking palms. Right now, we don't have that. Because we see a white motherfucker smile in our face, the first thing we say is, oh, a friend, an ally. They must be down with us. He's smiling. She's smiling. Oh, I could fuck her? Oh, she must not be racist. Oh, the white boy want to fuck the black girl? Oh, he must not be racist. So we start thinking that racism is based upon fucking. Racism is based upon fucking, like the black woman wasn't getting raped during slavery. Then the black man wasn't getting raped during slavery. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, what are we talking about? We think, oh, look, I could live around white people, equality. Hey, look, this poor white is living around us, equality. It's not equality. You don't have an economy. So where's the equality at? Your money is predicated upon white people hiring you. Your money, your living, your clothes, your house, and everything is predicated upon a white person giving you the opportunity to work for him or for her. So if you don't work for this white person, you don't eat. That's not freedom. So when these people don't want to be around you and they decide to lock the Waffle House door and you're tapping on the glass and filming it and all kind of shit and the white people inside there acting like you're not even in existence, you're not even there, we looking at that as racism. I look at that as an example of how these white people can lock you out of their economy. Because in that state, in that moment, in that time, at that Waffle House, it was cooks that had more power over you. You see what I'm saying? I don't know how much people in Waffle House make. I don't know what the education level is to work at Waffle House. But that is the level of people that locked you out of that Waffle House. And not only was the cooks sitting there, locked the door so your black ass don't walk in, the Patreons there, the people there eating, the customers there, none of them got up and let your black ass in. letting you know what? They all was in cahoots. So while your black ass keep looking for white allies, white people are clicking up. And they only clicking up against one people. Well, a couple of people. But one people that's important, and that's black people. You know what I'm saying? And if you want change and you want something to stop and you want betterment and things of that nature, you got to do something. Doing something cannot be begging. You got to do something. Straight up, you got to do something. We talk out of two sides of our mouths. Resist, resist, resist. And we're going to bitch and complain because Trump's not doing nothing for black people. But then turn around and say, resist, resist, resist. And then turn around and say, look, Trump ain't doing shit for the black community. Then turn around, resist, resist, resist. Like, come on. Grow up.
Yeah.
We at war. We've been where we at war. It's time to put your armor up, get your guns up, and let's start shooting. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, people gotta be held accountable. You know what I mean? So you look at just like on a personal level. You know what I'm saying? It's like you hold yourself accountable for what you can do. You know what I'm saying? Save your money, build your family. You know what I'm saying? Try to start businesses. You know what I'm saying? Things like that to you know, just make yourself a better person in the community, to even contribute to economy. You know what I'm saying? So we can all do that as individual black people. You know what I'm saying? So that's the accountability you hold for yourself. But like the politicians got to be held accountable. So you just you just spoke about the brother being elected in Charlotte as the commissioner, as the police sheriff. So people got to hold him accountable. You know, you can't be up there just doing no flakery. And it's like you see the politicians now. They speak and it's like there ain't really no rebuttal for what they saying. Like you just go with it. We resisting. You ain't heard one time like resisting for what? Well, what's the other plan? You don't hear that question. You just hear some byproduct of resist. You know what I'm saying? As to what's going on. So it's like we gotta really start questioning, you know, who we follow. And in the case of that same brother we talking about, I forget his name if you want to shout it out, but there was a primary. So shit wasn't working. We had the old sheriff that was, you know, overseeing things during the Keith Lamar Scott shooting. You're going to get his ass up out of it. So primary comes in. Now there's an election. He loses in a runoff. And he loses. It got to be accountability when it comes to the people that speak for us. They don't know what's right for us. You know what I'm saying? Or they got to exhibit that they know what's right for us.
What I'll say is this. What I normally say is none of that shit works unless you got an economy. So we need the economy. But I'll add on to what the brother Nas said in last week's show. We don't have that right now, so let's work with what we got now. So now we add into what you're saying, Smoke. When these elected officials, these are not your fucking leaders, black people. These are elected officials who have been elected to do a fucking job. Okay? Their job, in layman's terms, their job is to go to Congress and represent you. Allocate more funding towards the district. That funding get divvied up amongst schools and police and community centers and roads and things of that nature. That's what their fucking role is supposed to be. So even though we don't have an economy now, if they do what they're supposed to do correctly, they can allocate and send funding to these communities where we can use the funds to rebuild if that's the route you want to take. But here's the thing, something real funny too, Smooth. I'm about to play this little clip real quick from Don Lemon's show on CNN. The title of this is on YouTube. It's called New Poll, White Evangelicals Overwhelmingly Support Trump. That's for y'all God people out there, right?
It shows most people are happy with Trump's America. 57% of those polls say things are going well, but their feelings about the president are a very different story. Let's discuss now. Senior contributor Selena Zito, the author of the new book, The Great Revolt Inside the Populist Coalition Reshaping American Politics. Also, Bill Kristol, editor-at-large at the Weekly Standard. So, it's there. I know. Yay! Finally. He doesn't have time to read books, but he gave you a shout-out. He did. He gave you a shout-out. He said, much to tell. He says, your book has much to tell in the way of his election victory, and that the forgotten men and women are forgotten no longer. So people who don't support the president, because we know why they support him, right? We have to vote. Right. But why should they read this book?
I mean, this book has something for everyone in it, because it explains what this coalition is, and it takes it beyond the sort of, like Trump voters are angry and they're this or they're this, they're nostalgic and they're stuck in a place that isn't there anymore. And it looks at 7 different archetypes that we found going to the traditional West South blue states that went red. And we went into the counties that voted Obama, Trump. And we talked to these voters, hundreds of voters. They spent 6 months out on the road in Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Iowa. And, there are a number of different reasons why they chose. All of them are completely different from each other. It's a really interesting coalition. But one of the things I think that's really important is that this is a movement that people still aren't listening to what it's saying. And it doesn't just impact the ballot box. It impacts spending. It impacts how we watch television, sports, the way we buy things. It's really kind of fascinating.
I've never seen you so excited about it.
I am. I'm really excited about this.
Oh, good. And then we'll talk, I'm sure, more about the things that are in this book. And much of what you talked about on this program and on other CNN programs, including this book, I'm sure.
All right. So this is the first thing I want to talk about, Smoke, about that clip. 57%. The question is, how are things going in the country today? Right? Now, today is May 8th, 2018. Not actually today, because today is May 11th. But when this YouTube clip was posted, it was on the 8th. The question is, how are things going in the country today? 57% said well, 40% said bad, right? So peep this, folks. When Don Lemon read it, he said 57% of the people in the poll said that they think the country's going well. 40% said bad, and then he said, but when you ask them how they like the president, that number's not high. Yeah, but that's not even the topic. You know what I'm saying? That's not the topic. But I mean peeping that shit. Like, if you pay attention when you hear them talk, they'll always say that. You hear them say shit like, oh, and Donald Trump and the money that's being sent to Michael Cohen and yada, yada, yada. And what's happening now is close to the edge of illegal, but not quite there. So if it's not illegal, what are we talking about? You see what I'm saying? If it's not illegal, what are we talking about? See, so they talk out of both sides of their mouth. So they'll tell you, I guess for legal purposes, they'll say the truth, but then they'll hit you with that spin right fast. You know what I'm saying? And then, but if you don't peep that shit, you'll sit there and be like, nah, but they said, and you're like, nah, listen again. If 57% of the people polled think that the country is going in the right direction, it doesn't matter if they like Trump or not, because that's not about Trump. That's about the country. So when it comes time to vote again, they're going to be voting about the country, not about Trump. You understand what I'm saying, Smoke? They're going to be voting about the country. So they
I
say
don't
that
like him, but things are going well. Trump, you know what I'm saying?
Things is going well, yeah.
You know, the don't like him still is more about, you know, his personality, things he say, you know, how he comes off, you know, the shithole countries, you know what I mean, those type of quotes and comments and just his demeanor, you know what I'm saying? That, you know, that plays more into, like, you know, whether you like him or not, you know, personally.
Yeah.
You know, I think that's what that poll
and that's
is.
why I've been saying, when you really understand what's going on and you really know how to read this shit, then you know how to operate and how to move. But if you don't know how to read this shit and you listening to the TV and the TV saying, "Don't worry, we're gonna get Trump," then you're gonna be in for a rude awakening. You're gonna be in for a rude awakening. Oh yeah, it ain't gonna be some other time. Look, it's gonna be a waste of time, but it ain't gonna be some other time. I'll tell you that much. Nobody even saying that shit no more. But we keep falling for the same traps over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Now, so watch this one, Smoke. This is the title: Black lawmakers unveil massive legislative package. So when I seen this, I was excited. I was like, oh, okay. I give props there. So it goes, Washington. Black members of Congress unveiled a 1,300-page bill Thursday that would increase spending for public schools, invest more federal funds in infrastructure projects, and restore a key provision of the 1965 Voting Rights Act. Which I feel like these are, I'm not going to say everything, but definitely the voting shit, they should be trying to strengthen their voting shit when the Democrats in office. I don't understand what's the point of trying to strengthen the voting shit when the Republican is in office, when you know Republicans are the ones trying to strip your shit. You know what I'm saying? I would try to, like, basically what I'm saying, they should have a game plan for Republicans and Democrats. So when the Democrats in office, you'd be like, yo, okay, I know we can slide these with the Democrats. So let me get these programs, and we know we can push this easily through with the Democrats because this is along the same shit they believe in. And then when the Republican is in office, it's like, damn, well, we know we can't slide these shits in because they don't agree with this shit. So let's slide these provisions in that I know we can get these shits through with the Republicans. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. But then it goes like this. Okay, here we go. Members of the Congressional Black Caucus, a group of mostly Democrats, concede the legislation stands little chance of passing in the Republican-controlled Congress, but said they wanted to lay out a blueprint for their priorities for now and if Democrats win the majority in November. A lot of folks talk when it comes to African-American communities, but few walk the walk, said Rep. Cedric Richmond of Louisiana, Democrat of Louisiana, chairman of the Congressional Black Caucus. This bill will give them the chance to walk that walk. The Jobs and Justice Act of 2018 would, among other things, raise the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour and target more funding to areas with high rates of poverty. It would also focus on criminal justice reform, including setting up a commission to examine the impact of solitary confinement, eliminate the federal death penalty, and push to end racial profiling. The package is a compilation of bills from the 48-member caucus. Richmond said many of the measures are freestanding bills, proposed members who are the top Democrat on key congressional committees. We will continue to put things in place where we can, when we need to, he said. Black lawmakers have complained the Trump administration hasn't done enough to address issues particularly impacting African American communities. See, now that's the part I don't understand. How can you turn around and say black lawmakers have complained the Trump administration hasn't done enough to address issues particularly impacting African American communities when you're screaming resist Trump, we're going to impeach Trump? That makes no sense to me.
Man. It's like that. That part, that strategy itself is like, to me, I don't understand why more black people are not upset with the Democratic Party, regardless of the Black Caucus. So you mean we're going to just stand here through the whole presidency, through this whole term? If he gets another 4 years, so for 8 years we're going to resist. We're not putting no policies up. Niggas going to keep getting clapped in the back unarmed. We ain't going to put no laws up for that. And then it's like when we do something, it's the same generic. We're going to get prison reform. We want money for education. It's like, all right, none of this shit is specific. It's like what, like, yeah, man, I don't understand why more black people is not just on the Democratic Party.
You know why? Because we don't know how to play the game, so we don't know the primary, and we don't know to replace, and we don't know that's going to put fear into their heart, and we don't know that that's going to make them listen to what we got to say, because they know that we will replace their asses. So because we don't know that, they keep playing with us. They're supposed to be fighting for us. They resist against the nigga, Trump, and then they turn around and then say, look what Trump ain't doing for y'all. Like, come on, man. So then they go like this, as they bring up the whole shit. Early last year, the caucus met with President Trump. And when they say early last year, they mean early. Like 1 month in, 2 months in, or some shit like that. And they was like, we over, we done. Early last year, the caucus met with President Trump at the White House and presented him with a 130-page policy report about the history of African Americans in the caucus. This is my issue with black people, Trump is a racist, right? Trump is a racist, right?
Yeah.
Right? He's a racist. He's a bigot, right? He don't fuck with black people, right?
Nope.
Okay, so watch this. Early last year, the caucus met with President Trump at the White House and presented him with a 130-page policy report, not about what we need as black people to rebuild our economy and stand on our own. No. They presented him a 130-page policy report about the history of African Americans and the caucus. They said they were surprised. They were surprised how little Trump knew about issues faced by African Americans.
So this is Black History.
You see what I'm saying?
Don't say it was Black History.
Yo,
don't say
you see what I'm saying? So that's ain't none of that white supremacy shit. Today is supreme. Ain't none of that racism talk. Because y'all not competing. You see what I'm saying? No more of that talk, yo. Because when we got our lawmakers, you got crackers in North Carolina, former politicians on their radio station riling up the white vote, telling them about all these blacks that's running the fucking Charlotte political scene, how much power black people got in the Democratic Party. And I want to tell you poor crackers this. They lying to you. So we ain't got no goddamn power. These silly ass black people in power is going to, because remember the story, Smoke? They went there to present Donald Trump with their fucking agenda, is what they said.
Right.
And
right.
Trump never even read that shit.
Right.
Remember that shit? That's what they said.
Yep.
Now we get the full scoop. Early last year, the caucus met with President Trump at the White House and presented him with a 130-page policy report about the history of African Americans and the caucus. They said they were surprised how little Trump knew about issues faced by African Americans, and when they were so shocked about how little this racist bigot Trump knew about black people, right? Guess what they did, Mike? Guess what our political leaders did? These strong, brave black men and women, right? Auntie Maxine and everybody else. Guess what they did, Smoke? When they sat there and they seen that this president doesn't know shit about black people. You know what they did, Smoke? They haven't met with him since. They haven't met with him since. So early last year, they meet him. They give him a 130-page policy about black people in the black caucus. And because Trump ain't know shit about it, they said, fuck you. And he never came back since. Then they turn around and tell you, oh, look at Trump ain't doing nothing for our community. He ain't speaking for us. He don't got an agenda for us. No, that's your job, my nigga. You're supposed to write your agenda. You're not supposed to go to no racist-ass cracker, some bigot, some fucking, all these other terms and labels that y'all want to call Trump, and then turn around and say, oh, why he ain't doing nothing for us? That shit makes no fucking sense. Resist. Impeach. He's a racist. He have nothing good for the black people. And then you're going to cry and say, he ain't even know nothing about us.
So black people, these are the motherfuckers that is supposedly leading us. These are the people that we look up to. These are the strategies that they employ. This is the answer to your question as to why nothing's changing in the community. That's your answer. That's your answer right there.
Exactly.
So you have to say, is niggas dumb? Is niggas just dumb? These are college educated people been talking. You can't say niggas dumb. So what's the catch? Oh, them pockets is getting low. Comfortability.
Actually, Smoke.
They family eating.
Smoke. They wouldn't even be called niggas. That's us. Those be called black folks. Right? Ain't that the Chris Rock joke? Those would be because, you know what I'm saying? Those are the higher echelons. You know? That's the higher echelons.
So what they doing?
That's the question.
That's the question you gotta ask yourself. Is these niggas dumb or you trying to play me? You know how it is when you got a girl who tells
you playing me.
You trying to play me like I'm dumb? That's how we need to look at this situation. Like, this is what they doing to us.
Wait, Smoke.
This is what they doing to us.
Smoke, you ready for it? You ready for it? Watch it. The administration, however, invited the caucus back for another meeting and has defended its effort to help African American communities, including proposing more funding for the historically black colleges and universities. Caucus members said legislation was aimed at sending a message to Trump. Mr. President, we mean business, said Marcia Fudge, Democrat of Ohio, and a former chairwoman of the caucus. Mark Morrell, president of the National Urban League, said his civil rights organization and others will use support of the legislation as the litmus test in the midterm elections. We know that many will say that this bill will not see the light of day, but I can guarantee you that the Urban League will call the question to each and everyone who struts into our community, dance into our community, walk into our community, ask for our vote. Where do you stand on the jobs and justice bill? Morales said, I want your name on a dotted line if you want me to pull the lever for you. Yo, that is the dumbest shit I just read, yo. That is literally the dumbest shit I just read. We know that many will say that this bill will not see the light of day, but I will guarantee you that the Urban League will call the question to each and every one who struts into our community, a.k.a. white politicians or politicians in general. Dances into our community, oh, we know that's white politicians. Walks into our community, asking for our vote. So he's basically saying he's going to do the same shit Roland Martin do. And they're going to get these politicians basically to lie to us and say, yeah, I stand with the Jobs and Justice Bill. And then when they get elected, then they don't do nothing about it. But what I don't understand is, how is Mark Morrell saying this when he's the president of the National Urban League? I don't understand, if you're the president of the fucking National Urban League, why is your plan is to ask the question of whether these politicians who wants to vote agree with your bill and your agenda? Like, why are we asking, like, why are you, Mark Morrell, the president of the National Urban League, doing the same shit fucking Mr. Ben and Miss Annie, retired, living in a home together, can do? You know what I'm saying? We could do the same shit. That's not nothing, no hard task is to ask somebody, you know what I'm saying, do you, if you want to vote, you know what I'm saying, where's this? A preacher could ask that question. You're the president of the National Urban League. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all supposed to be like a lobbyist group for black people. They're not supposed to be talking about, I'm asking a fucking question. They're supposed to be pushing policy. Pushing motherfucking policy. Not asking a fucking question about, that's some shit, Smoke, real talk, we can do that right now. That's the shit Charlamagne do on the Breakfast Club. When they have the politicians come up and they ask them questions, even though they should be weak. You know what I'm saying? Right. But if you told Charlamagne, hey, ask him, do he agree with the Jobs and Justice Bill? You know what I'm saying? Then you know what Charlamagne going to do? He's going to ask that. So why is the president of the National Urban League talking like, you know what we're going to do? We here at the Urban League, we're going to ask the question to everybody that struts into our community. That's your plan, my nigga, is to ask questions? If we listen to that shit and it sound like people doing something, they're not doing shit. You got the damn Congressional Black Caucus writing a 130-page policy about African Americans.
Like you doing that right? Yeah, that's the whole. That's what on. What is he saying? Kick ass man, ask questions later. Questions come for later. Nigga. You trying to like? If we're in such a dire situation that you know what I'm saying, that we speak about, that we see, You know, it ain't no facade, so I ain't trying to say that. But if we're in this dire situation, then why is we asking any questions? What the fuck question we got? And we know what we need. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's get that. What questions we asking? So it's like, I don't understand why people don't see it. I know I keep saying it, but it's like, it's unbelievable. And it's like, the more we harp on it, it's like, because we touch on these topics all the time. So it's like, when you start getting specific stories, because we had that story previously. And so it was painted through the outlets that we was getting information from. Like, they went up there and Trump was like, fuck out of here, my nigga. No, they went up there with a fucking Black History plan. A Black History plot. That's basically what that shit was. The 1300 Black History plot. Oh, this is Frederick Douglass. This is like what? What? Like what are you doing? Like, this is what's going on. You want to teach the fucking racist white man a fucking history? No. Like this what's going on?
Here you go, Smoke. Here you go, Smoke. This Frederick Douglass. This Harriet Tubman. Here go Donald Trump. Excuse me, Harriet who? You don't even know who Harriet Tubman. Pack it up. You out here.
We out this bitch.
Like, come on, man. I can't speak to a president who doesn't know who Harriet Tubman is.
And
man,
then it's like this.
Bitch ass.
You got the president looking around at all these people like, yo, what's going on? They leave. He getting on the phone calling them, hey, yo, look, we want to set up another meeting. Hey, what's up? Voicemail. Like, yo, really?
Wayne.
Come on, dog.
Here's the add-on. Here's the add-on to the story, right? Here's the add-on to the story. This is audio, right? The title is called Maxine Waters is the Chicken Little of the Democratic Party. So embarrassing. Listen to this.
Maxine Waters, California Democrat. Kind of sounding like a broken record. She's got steam there. Impeach him. I figure you probably got that. She's been calling for his impeachment over and over again, right from the beginning. And the new reason right now, anyway, she says we must impeach him because of his decision to pull out of the Iran nuclear deal. And she says, and I quote, Trump, further isolating the United States, thinks he knows better than our negotiators and all of our global allies who agreed to the Iran deal. How long do we have to suffer his gigantic ego and narcissistic behavior? Impeachment is the only answer. But here's the thing, Ms. Waters. You've been trying to impeach the president ever since he was elected. Before you even knew what his policy was actually going to be. I get you may not like him. You wanted to impeach before you even understood what he was going to do. And members of your own party are urging you to quiet down. So is this really getting you anywhere? Aren't you just running the risk of continuing to divide our country with this nonsense? Joining me right now, Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz. Congressman, I don't know if people respect that. I'll be honest, because it's one thing to say you don't believe in the policies, and I get it, she doesn't like what he did in Iran, but she's been calling for this ever since he got elected, which to me sounds like you're basically thumbing your nose at the American people saying, I don't respect and I don't care about who you voted for. I know better. Impeach him.
Well, Maxine Waters has become the Chicken Little of the Democratic Party. She keeps saying the sky's falling, the sky's falling. She wanted to impeach Trump over Russia, over Iran, over someone spilling a glass of milk at the White House. I mean, it just is ridiculous. And this is loser talk, Trish. This is what people say when they can't win elections. All the American people know is that unemployment is down at 3.9%. Over 5 million Americans have gotten bonuses as a result of the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. The president is implementing work requirements so that we get folks into the workforce and contributing to the economy. And oh, by the way, he's possibly about to end nearly a half century of war on the Korean Peninsula if we're able to pull this deal off. So we're almost getting tired of winning. The president's winning so much. And Maxine Waters continues the loser talk of the Democrats who can't seem to be able to win elections.
Well, I like the glass.
Yes, well, so in this war that we're in the middle of, You getting clowned. Now, I already played the clip earlier, right, from Don Lemon, where they said, 57% of Americans that was polled or whatever agree with the direction of the country. So if 50% agree with the rest of the country, then guess what? The same thing this white chick and this white dude was just saying, that's basically how the majority of the country feel. So while we're listening to our politicians impeach and Al Green, impeach and resist, and we're not going to speak to them, and we're just going to fight and all kind of shit, the only ones losing is us. Because 8 years are going to go by, and nothing is going to happen that's going to benefit black people. Because our politicians sitting on their ass. They're not fighting. They're not trying to represent with us. They're not trying to get no deals. They're not even strategizing. They're not even saying to themselves, you know what? Let's see if we can, in these bills that's being rushed through, say if you want our vote for something, then this is what we want. We want this added to the bill, to the spending bill. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already got a spending bill. Let me add a little pork into that bill for my district, and y'all got my vote. No, we're the ones on the sidelines saying we're not going to do nothing. We're not going to say nothing. We're not going to push no agenda. We're going to do losing-ass ideologies and ideas. Just like with the when I was reading the Black Lawmakers outline for the Black Caucus. They come out with a fucking bill. Let me see the exact pages. I think it's like 1,300. They come out with some legislation. Yeah, 1,300 page bill. A 1,300 page bill, and the first thing come out their mouth is they know it's not going to pass in this Republican ran Congress or whatever like that. So here's my question. Why the fuck are you writing a 1,300 page bill that you don't think is even, you can't even do nothing with it?
It's for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure. 1,300 pages, you gonna make it look good, you know what I'm saying? That shit thick as a motherfucker, you know, when you let it go. You got a hard copy, you let it go and let it hit the table. Bam! All that's for sure, man.
Yeah.
1,300, you know, that shit was most important to see that shit. That shit probably all fluff. Get that shit out of here. Especially when you know it ain't gonna get no review. That shit was just some shit they put smack together. 1,300 pages. Get the fuck out of here. And it's like, it don't matter the pages. It's like, whatever's contained in it. But you saying in your words, this is coming out their own mouth. You saying in your words that it's not going to pass. It's 1,300 pages, so you already know it's fluff in there. You ain't going to spend that much time on something that ain't going to pass. These are efforts that they ain't going to work.
I agree with that. We're going to have to find it. We're going to have to find it. We're going to have to find it because and go through it and read it because, yeah, I just can't imagine somebody sitting down, having meetings, typing up 1,300 pages of something that I know is going to get thrown in the trash. Like, that don't make sense to me.
You expending resources, aides, people checking that shit, spell check, make sure the numbers is correct. You got people pouring over this shit, so you spending time in doing it. All right.
Yep.
So again, like, cause I know we like sometimes shit come off. Shit that we say, you know what I'm saying, might be like, you know, what these cats talking about or whatever. But you know, in this case, it's like if you listening to the clips, they saying that they self. You know what I'm saying? It's like this ain't what we saying. It's what they saying. If you put all those puzzles together, it equals zero. It means nothing's gonna happen. The same shootings that's happening now, is gonna happen again. No laws on that. Any issue you think of in the black community is gonna keep happening. Nothing's being resolved. You got resistance versus we leaving. And when there was the face-to-face meeting, you gave Black History presentation. All right. So just remember,
130 pages.
When you walk into your hood, and you see all the dire conditions that you want to complain about. You know what I'm saying? That's there right in front of your face. That you like, that shit fucked up. Somebody needs to do something. Every time you think about that, just think about what these whole stories right here. Just think about that and how they playing you.
Yeah. Straight up. And that's why we got to get into the. And that's why it's important to have an economy, because you'll understand what's being represented. You know what I'm saying? But that's why you gotta replace these people, man. We gotta replace these people because they don't have our interests. But it's the last part of the clip right here, Smoke. So listen to this one. Oh, shit, hold on. It's I want to say it's 350. Hold on. I meant to hit play, and I ended up hitting the back button and shit. Yeah, this is from the same Maxine Waters, is the Chicken Little of the Democratic Party. But now I'm going to the 350 mark. And it goes a little something like this.
Out. This is a gift, because while we're talking about improvements to quality supports him completely, and I hope Maxine Waters keeps running her mouth. This is a gift, because while we're talking about improvements to quality of life for Americans, restoring Americans' prestige in the world, Maxine Waters has no economic message. She has no message that will help people be more prosperous and more encouraged, and so they have to keep obstructing because they can't create that positive energy that the president is creating.
Well, you know, I want to have her on this program. I want to hear what she has to say in defense of herself, given what you just said, Congressman. I'd like to understand it a little bit better because, as you say, I mean, people want action. They want to see something being done, and I don't think you can continue to resist this long. But we'll put a call in. We'll see if she'll come on, all right?
Right there, they even challenging her. Because they know it's bullshit. You see what I'm saying, Smoke? So they even saying, yo, there's only so much resistance that you could do. Because people, they want action. Everything in that whole clip coincide with the story, the CNN poll, where they showed on the Don Lemon joint, where they showed that 57% of the people polled said that America is moving in the right direction. So if America is moving in the right direction, don't tell me nothing about no Muslim ban. Don't tell me about no transgenders out the military. Don't tell me about no illegals being deported. Don't tell me about none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because when they checked the poll, 57% of the people said that the country moving in the right direction. The right direction. The clips with the whole Maxine Water thing, that's Fox Business. That's the Money Channel. They saying, yo, the people care about the bottom line, how much money is they bringing home back into the house, the economy. Is it available for them to get jobs? That's what the people care about. It's about white people. So while we're crossing our fingers, hoping and shit like that Trump get impeached, he's not going to get impeached. He's not going to get impeached because white America is for all of this shit. The television and the media is to confuse you so you think, oh, no, nobody's for this. Look at it on TV. Look at everybody getting angry on TV. Look at everybody saying this ain't right on TV. Yeah, all right. All right. Y'all keep getting fooled by that TV. Because at the end of the day, television is entertainment. Everybody got to pick a side.
Southern too.
You see what I'm saying? So if the world's crip, the media gonna be blood. You see what I'm saying, folks? If your reality is crip, the media gonna be blood. It gotta create the conflict. You have to create the conflict. The conflict is Trump. So people saying that they're against, no, everybody's rocking with Trump. But the media is saying, no, we're against Trump. We watch everybody get hype off the Mueller case. It's Mueller time. It's Mueller time. It's Mueller time. Now we got the federal judge in the Manafort case saying, yo, y'all don't care about Manafort and his crime. Y'all just trying to embarrass Trump. The vice president, Pence, he tells Mueller, yo, wrap this shit up, yo. This shit, I mean, goddamn, how long are we investigating? Wrap this shit up. Other Republicans is putting this pressure on Mueller to wrap this shit up. You see what I'm saying? This shit right here is slowly about to fizzle out. That whole Stormy Daniels shit, nobody give a fuck about that shit in real life. Nobody give a fuck about that shit in real life. This shit is just a story. The same way this... Huh?
That shit been lost its thing.
Yeah, remember SNL even had that skit where they was like, yo, what's going on with the kids? Yeah. They're like, what's going on with the kids? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. But what are we doing? We wasting time.
Right. That's the main issue.
How are we going to improve ourselves? Go ahead, Smoke.
No, I'm just saying that's the main issue. You know what I'm saying? It's like the shenanigans that go on in the media, politics, you know what I'm saying? From the other side, it's like that's what going on and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just like we can't stand and get caught in it as a people. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what's happening. It's like we get engulfed with it, resisting and doing all that. Next thing you know, 8 years passed, nothing happened. Get a Democrat, we just happy with that. Nothing happened. You know what I mean? It was just like time going by. We had the same issues. The same trials and tribulations we got to deal with. Another generation coming up under the same conditions. You're just wasting time, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, think back to this show anytime you got an issue. Anytime you got something going on in your community, something going on with your job, racism, whatever. Just think about this show, you know what I'm saying? And just think about it. It's just time being wasted, and at the end of the day, you gotta put pressure on it. You gotta apply pressure.
You gotta apply that pressure, because if you don't, they're gonna keep exploiting us, man. We don't even understand how the game rocks. We don't understand how this shit go. These career politicians, they eating lovely off us. They eat off our suffering. They need our suffering. But now we sit back and we suffer. We play the game of like the suffering is just part of being black or some shit like that. And it's like a lot of shit that we deal with, a lot of shit that we face in is strictly because of choices made in our past. Decisions that were made, right or wrong. Choices, bad timing. If you're in a situation where the choices made for you were correct and it have you on a trajectory of greatness, your role in life is just to improve upon that and strengthen that, and keep that pushing on from generation to generation. If you come from a situation where the choices made prior to your life were dumb decisions that have you in poverty, squalor, not in the position where you want to be in life, the only thing to change that is to accept your reality and then think of a game plan to change your reality. And you got to change. Nowhere can you just ride that course and ride that shit out. We cannot sit here for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years with black politicians that happen to be ruled by black politicians. Reelect them, and get nothing out of that. Except them telling us about how much they're fighting for us. How hard it is, this evil white system. We got to stop all of that. We got to say to ourselves, listen, if you're not doing nothing to better this side, and when I'm saying bettering, I ain't talking about basketball courts. I'm talking about real legislation, real money coming to organizations to help the people, to help your people. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about using funds, using opportunities where you can create factories and jumpstart this black economy in your area. Because that's how I really have to start first. Little areas, little towns, strengthening their economies in those towns. And as you're building your economies, then you connect to other black economies. Because we're going to need it. Y'all worrying about racism. Y'all worrying about crackers lynching 2 black young men in Oklahoma and all kinds of stuff like that. Listen, we always going to be at war with these crackers. But you know how they're going to kick us in the ass and always kick us in the ass? Wait till that inflation hit. Wait till that inflation hit. And everything rise up and get expensive. When you don't got that extra money for that Gucci belt and that Louis Vuitton thong, that's when that cracker gonna kick your ass. Not physically. He gonna catch you in your pocket when you can't afford to feed your babies. That's why they're increasing the Burger Kings and McDonald's to $15. It's going to be $15, but guess what? Everything else going to cost more now. Everything else going to cost more. So that $15 is going to be just like spending old school minimum wage again. So it's not going to matter. Jobs and justice bill, bullshit. We don't need jobs. We need an economy. We know that. Everybody know that. So if you keep on following the spells, you see what I mean?
I say we build an economy that equals jobs. We got plenty of jobs to give out.
Yeah, exactly.
But we'll be controlling them and giving them out. So if you think the next level up, you know what I'm saying, instead of just working, you know what I'm saying, it's like basically you want to be a plug of the worker. You know, deal with trials and tribulations of the worker. You know what I'm saying? You want to be the big dog, which is the plug of the economy. You know what I'm saying? It's like you control the work. You control who get paid for it. And that's going to, that type of lifestyle for us would, you know, change a lot of things. It's going to change perspective. You know what I mean? Just the average day, the things you got to deal with at your job. You know what I mean? It would be different. You know what I mean? When you're working with your own. You know what I'm saying? So, but just the fact to be able to build communities, fucking control politics. You know what I'm saying? It's the life that we, you know what I'm saying, we really want. You know what I'm saying? But we just stuck in the, you know, the smaller mind frame when it comes to it. You know, it's just more about like protesting and resisting, and those is all emotional. You know what I mean? It's like tie that in with real life movement. You know what I'm saying? Tie that shit in with real life movement, and then we'll have something going on. But it's like it's no. In reality, what does resisting mean? You know what I'm saying? What does it mean when the president want to talk to you and would you resist it? Like what did that accomplish? So it's like, yeah, it has to be action. You know what I'm saying? But yo, I'm gonna say this one more time. Stay back to this show. Anytime something going on, anytime you see a problem, somebody gets shot, unfortunately, or something like that, anything crazy going on in the black community, just think about this show. Think about those clips that got played. And you'll understand the game that's being played on us. You know what I'm saying? That's basically the whole gist of what I want to say, or what I think people, you know what I'm saying, the listeners need to get from that. Just think about that. Put it in that perspective. Do that exactly like that. You have a different outlook on what's really happening.
That's what it is at the end of the day. Because we keep getting the same failed game plan. You know what I mean? Like, man, you know how disheartening that was to read that black lawmaker outline joint? And I'm reading this shit, and they talking about 130-page policy on on African Americans in the Black Caucus, and I'm like, what? And 1,300-page bill that the legislation or some legislation that they wrote up. Because you got to give them props because that's something we complain about. Why y'all got articles to impeach Trump, but where the fuck is the legislation for us? Why there ain't no fucking legislation for us, yo, to support us and to protect us and to allow us to rebuild our economy? Then you turn around and you listen, they come up with 1,300 pages of a fucking bill that they're openly saying they know won't be able to stand up in Congress. Well, if you know you just wrote a 1,300-page bill that ain't going to be able to stand up in Congress, why the fuck did you write that shit? Like, that shit is the stupidest shit ever. Yo, that is the stupidest shit I ever fucking had in my life.
No other strategy, no nothing. We just going to go with what we know ain't going to work.
That's
how you know it's like, they can't be that dumb. And that's what I just got to keep saying. You got to listen to the show. We got to listen to it again. They cannot be that dumb. These educated people. They can't be that dumb.
So this is on purpose.
This is a fucking game, man.
Look, Smoke. This is showing how much is on purpose. They did that, right? They sat there early last year. They went to speak. Let's do the whole fucking game plan, Smoke. First, it was April Ryan, right? The White House staffer, who they ended up spanking her ass because she made a comment about Melania Trump not being traditional American or some shit. And the cracker had to turn around and look at her and be like, bitch, you ain't no traditional American. You know what I'm saying? So we over here playing that game now. You know what I'm saying? So Trump turns around and tells her, yo, no, she says, did you speak to the CBC? He like, the who? The CDC? The who? What? So she like the Congressional Black Caucus. He like, nah, I don't know them. You know them? You want to hook up a meeting? Oh, she all around the news, the news stations. Oh, I guess they figured since I'm black, I should know the Congressional Black Caucus. Yes, you should know the Congressional Black Caucus because you're black. What the fuck is you talking about?
No,
these
you
are
asked the
lawmakers.
question.
These are the.
You asked the question. You asked the fucking question.
You ask the question, and then you turn around and get is appalled at the fact that the motherfucker turns around and asks you, could you set a meeting up with the black people that's supposed to represent your community? And you says, oh, what? Oh, because I'm black, I'm supposed to know the people that represent my community?
Again,
like,
you cannot be that dumb.
Stupid we are.
You can't be that dumb.
So
you know
then,
after
that, they go to the wait, hold on. So now they go to the White House. They go to the White House now, speak to Trump. They come with a 130-page policy talking about the life and times of fucking Benjamin Buttons or some shit, and they do this, and fucking Trump. They quiz Trump on who want to know more about black people shit. He don't know these answers about black people. They're appalled. They leave and say, we're not fucking with you, Trump. And then they turn around and say, look at what little Trump have done to help black Americans. Right, because I thought we was resisting Trump, right? So if we're resisting Trump, how do we then turn around and complain about what little he's doing in the community that the representatives is saying, fuck you, don't fuck with us because we don't fuck with you. And then when they don't fuck with you, then you turn around and you say, hey, guys, look, remember them guys that we said we ain't fucking with? Guess what? They ain't fucking with us. Like, I don't get that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? What are we talking about? What are we talking about? So we're fighting to not be represented, and then we're complaining about not being represented. We got to get rid of them goddamn politicians. That's why they keep feeding us white supremacy. That's why they keep feeding us racism. That's why they keep feeding us victimhood. Because when we figured out what's really going on, and find out they just use them tools to keep us in this submissive state, then we're going to start to vote their asses out and be like, nah, y'all don't represent us no more. We good. We got somebody else to get your old ass out of there. We need some new blood up in there. But we're never going to get to that point because we're going to be too busy thinking, hey, leave the politicians alone, because our vote don't even count. We're too busy fighting racism, white supremacy. No. Fight your goddamn politician. Go ahead, Smoke. Let's go ahead and close on out.
Yo, the jig should be up, man. You know what I'm saying? The colors is pulled back. You know what I mean? The curtain is pulled back, whatever. Closet open, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? They playing with us. And we gotta keep that in mind when we looking at this politics shit, who we voting for, who we siding with. And we gotta begin to use power, because we already know that our votes count. You know what I'm saying? It's just now we gotta wield the power with it. So, I mean, we gotta just smarten up, man. And just understand the game is being played with you, bro. Straight up.
And on that note, that's what it is, yo. Thanks for the support. For all the supporters out there in Black America and around the Black globe. Again, thanks for the support. This is In Black America Radio with your host, Rasta B. Co-host, Smoke. Got any closing words, Smoke?
Yeah, about this bitch.